Hello everybody, it is John and today I'm going to be talking about Armada, the game of epic naval warfare from Mantic Games. Now I would like to start by saying that I think that the rules are quite decent. Compared to, I guess, the old Man of War or say Uncharted Seas, this set is quite decent. That's not saying that the other systems were not good, but this is, I guess, the latest set of fantasy rules that have come out recently, well, that I'm aware of. And just bear in mind, I live at the arse end of the world, which is Australia, and here in Australia we don't get everything that the rest of the world gets to see. Mind you, of course, we are a very good dumping ground. But anyway, look, apart from that, so what I have got here is that the contents of these these models that I have assembled have come from 2 Orc starter fleets or box sets and the 2-player starter set. So it's given me a total of 10 vessels. 3, 6, yep, 10. Sorry, I always doubt my maths. So what are my thoughts in the end about these ships? Well, look, the hulls themselves are quite good. I really do not like the sails. Mind you, of course, if I was to do this differently, I would paint the sails separately and then attach them to the hulls. But the embossed axe on the sails is well, for me it was problematic to paint them. And see, I did not want to follow in the footsteps of just having red sails and doing the same thing that Mantic have shown for their painted vessels. I have made my fleet to represent the individuality of orcs, in the fact that, you know, they'd be piloted by their own unique captains with their own particular style of, I guess, having them stand out. So I've kept the red axe, or I've made them red axes to unify as a fleet. But yeah, it's interesting. Look, these, like for instance, this one here is the bomb boat. Now the hull, again, the hulls are very nice. Actually, it wasn't too bad painting these with the single mast and sails. That was quite good. But as I said, I really do not like the raised axes. And to be honest, if I was to do another set of Orc vessels, I would more than likely shave those axes off. I found them more of a hindrance, and I think now in hindsight I should have removed them. I honestly did not think that they would be this difficult to paint, to be honest. So that was the bomb boat. Now I've got more of these hammer fists than I really need. So there's 4 of them. Again, the hulls are good, but this device here at the front, it's interesting in that the only special rule it's got is for its ram, but they could have, I think, done something a little more interesting. I'd have, instead of a twisty thing, would have just had a like a catapult type system where the hammer would literally would be like a spring, like a mousetrap type affair, where you'd release it and it'd smash into the opponent's boat, rather than this business of trying to have a rotating, if we can call it that, ram at the front. So yeah, it's not bad. Look, I really do like this one. this is the Blood Runner, and look, that's its ram, which I think is quite good. Again, the vessels, look, the hulls and everything are magnificent, but the look, the sails are the biggest problem, and it's with the resin. And look, I suppose I could have spent the time and effort of throwing them into hot water and trying to straighten them out, but look, really, that is the company that produces the miniatures. I guess you could say it's their responsibility to provide you a product that requires very little in the way of, assembly or dealing with warpages. We're almost talking about Forge World sort of, issues with their resin that they do. Now, the only large ships that I could get, so these ones here at the beginning, at the front, they all came from the 2-player starter set. So there's 4 of those. So why they couldn't give you, for instance, a one of the, I guess I'll call it a capital ship, why they could not do that, I don't know. But that's the Smasher. And it would have been better, I think, if they'd have included one of each of the 4 vessels rather than the other. But anyway, so the starter sets came with the vessel came with a Smasher, a Hammer Fist, and a bomb boat. So again, here we go. You only get this. So okay, businesses are there to make money. All up, look, it has been a long time since I have painted, and I know they say that an artist should never blame his tools, but in my case, I'm blaming myself and the tools in the fact that, being a pensioner now, I just can't access the range of paints that I used to be able to afford, and so consequently I'm using artists' acrylics, and they're really hit and miss with the jobs. But in the end, I now have a fleet, or more than a fleet. I've got lots of options, shall I say. So I'm not restricted with what I can put down on the table. So I'm quite happy with that. I believe there's just some flyers and I think like little yachts or something. I'm not calling them yachts. That's very poor. But, small cutters that apparently operate in pairs, from what a friend was telling me. I've not seen them myself. But in the end, look, it's enough for me to play with. This is the only fleet I got. Yes, I do have the Basileans, which honestly I will have a look at and have a bit of a think about whether or not I really want to paint them. I'd rather prefer the undead than any other fleet at this stage. But yeah. All right. Well, look. Thank you everybody for watching this little bit of a blurb. As I said, the game itself is really good. It's the only thing I had to come to grips with was the activation based on units closest to the wind. So that really upset me when I was trying to work out how to run my ships in line. So trying to use proper naval tactics, and it doesn't really help me much. But I'll get used to it. Look, it's a fun game. So look, thank you again. And until next time, signing off, the Honourable John.